off on the cheese is still up. Something like a dagger. Oh, you can back the wall. And they bring it down. She actually did do a lot of you see how Crash play with it into, oh my god. Model man big, like the over, even bigger. There's the rabbit, there's the RP. The second one coming from my side, blocking it in.
Hello and welcome to a match of Dota 2. We are here with this best of 3, game number 2 between Mineski and Muxi. We will see which one of these two teams will make it onto the quarterfinals and which one will already be seeing, well, the end of their running in this tournament for sure. It is round of 16, single elimination, best of 3 brackets with 16 teams, like I just said. 8 invitee teams, and the rest is all qualified. In this case, it is Muxi that is invited, Mineski making it through the qualifiers. Mineski also one game ahead on Muxi right here. We have got Mineski banning out the Alchemist as well as the Lifestealer, with the Darkseer as well as a Shadow Demon banned out again for Muxi, who has the privilege of taking on the first pick. Batrider is still in the pool if they want to go for that, and they're not really a team to go for the IO. Just wanted to point him out just in case, with the Visage as the first pickup for Muxi in this matchup. Nyx Assassin, and there's the Batrider for Mineski. So having and a Nyx and a counter for the Batrider. The Batrider and a counter for the Batrider, which is Nyx Assassin, in the same team. Already a good start. Muxi though apparently really wanting to have that Visage, so I'm gonna be happy with securing those, or those birds. I say multiples because I'm counting the familiars, but you know, there's only one hero, obviously. But let's see who else they pick up in this first drafting phase before we heading ourselves over to another banning phase. Are they gonna go for the OD again? Nope, they are gonna run something else in the mid lane. It will be the Dragon Knight that they'll go for, and we'll see how they can manage that up against the Batrider. It won't be an easy matchup if that indeed will be the mid matchup. Then, yeah, that will be a tough time for the Dragon Knight, but we'll see. Queen of Pain gets banned out. Looks like Muxi is not expecting Batrider to be in the mid lane, banning out 2 mid heroes as they also remove the OD from the pool. Treant Protector still removed by Mineski as well as the Crystal Maiden. We did see Muxi picking up the Crystal Maiden a couple of times during their games for the Red Bull Esports Champions League last week, where they were able to play at the LAN group stages. They didn't make it out of the group stages, but didn't do all too bad either. Now we're gonna see what Mineski opts to go for. If they want to give a little bit more away about what kind of role that Batrider is gonna be playing. Now that they know the Dragon Knight is there, decide to really want to win mid with the Batrider, or they just want to put up a hero there that they rather want to have. Because you can basically lane almost anything up against a Dragon Knight, knowing that Dragon Knight, I mean, he might not lose his lane, but he also won't really win it necessarily. He's not really that kind of hero. He just wants to have farmer levels, and normally he gets that. So that would mean that AMD or Mineski can also put themselves a mid laner there that normally won't be able to mid lane all that well, but up against a Dragon Knight would do okay. Something like a Magnus is an opportunity again then. But we'll see. They take into their bonus time regardless. And we'll hopefully find out soon what they aim to go for. They go for another Leshrac, so we'll see that one. Of course, Leshrac following up with his Split Earth on the Impale from the Nyx Assassin, a strong combination. As well, you can vote in the chat. So exclamation mark vote either Mineski or Muxi. I'm this time saying it how you write it. So Muxi. it's case sensitive, so make sure you get the names right. Exclamation mark vote and then the team name of your choice. So either Muxi for Muxi Esports or Mineski. So make sure you vote in the Twitch chat, of course, not in Dota TV chat. So we'll find out. Rubik is going to be the pickup here for Muxi. That's a support that we saw banned out in the previous game. A very good setup support. Of course, you can telekinesis and anything can maybe happen afterwards. Be that illuminates or follow-up stuns. If Dragon Knight's going to be on a trial and he can walk up to the target for a Dragon Tail. If there's going to be a gank, he can get a Dragon Tail off. And then, of course, Visage with his slow and his burst still there as well. We could see an aggressive trial lane from Muxi, but not really guaranteed. We'll find out what they are up to later on, as they now know that they will be up against a Spectre. Once again, Mineski securing the late game for them. Something that Muxi didn't do in the previous game. And that was definitely a loss. Like, they had okay-ish mid-game, but Mineski never really had really weak mid-game. So, in terms of draft, Mineski already looked a little bit stronger maybe in the start, in the previous game. And it really depends on what Muxi picks up to secure themselves some late game with. I mean, in terms of mid game with a Dragon Knight, they are looking quite okay-ish. And of course, having everything that Mineski has in the hands of a Rubik, of course, helps out a lot as well. If it's enough, we won't know yet. Time will tell. But at least they're not hopeless. They're taking their time though, and they go for the anti-mage. They secure themselves some late game as well. It will be a long game. Hope you're ready for this. Carry versus carry. Well, it will be a long game depending on how Batrider does, I guess. I mean, in terms of mid-game heroes, of all the heroes that are here, apart from Spectre and Anti-Mage, Batrider definitely the one that can make most happen in terms of getting kills and creating space for pushes, with the Leshrac there, of course, with his Edict if he goes for that one this time. And just for a Spectre to perhaps haunt in and get some kills would be very nice. We'll see though. So far only one core up on either side. We still have a Weaver in the pool if someone wants to go for a Weaver offlane and just run that as a dual core. We have two pushers banned out with the Lone Druid and the Nature's Prophet removed. And it will be Mineski that will pick up their last hero now. And they need an offlaner, or at least a safe laner, or a solo laner rather. At least a solo laner, regardless of where Batrider is going. Solo lane, either offlane, either mid. It could go both ways. So it will be a Razor again. And that means that the Dragon Knight's not going to have an easy time middle, for sure. An Anti-Mage, I mean, Anti-Mage is nice and all, but he won't be that big of an issue yet at the start of the game. So Mineski is probably going to try to make sure they get a lot of advantages in this lane, or in this game very early on with their Razor, trying to shut down the Dragon Knight a bit, trying to create some space for the Spectre, and make sure that with the advantage that they get, they also try to slow down the Anti-Mage, get more map control, slow the Anti-Mage down even more, and in the end overthrow the Anti-Mage with the Spectre that they by that time have farmed up enough to take fights. And of course, if they are able to get successful gank stuff, they will also take towers again, as we saw in the previous game. Mineski being superior in taking prizes off their kills, basically. Taking the map control, taking those towers after successful ganks and fights. And that's going to really help Spectre's farm a lot, because Anti-Mage, if he wants to keep up, he has to do the same thing, or he maybe even has to just get himself even faster farm. I mean, we're going to assume that he's going to be on the safe lane. And we'll see if there's an aggressive trial lane somewhere. I don't think that Muxi want to do it. I don't think that Mineski needs to do it, but they might want to do it to just make sure that Anti-Mage is shut down a little bit. But we have a Windrunner for the last pickup of Muxi. Let's see how they are going to run their lanes, if that Windrunner is indeed on the off lane or not. But I think we shall find out as we wait for the players to pick up their heroes, and when they do, we have got ourselves the game. There we go. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Happy times. So, Mineski, this time on the dire side, we'll have Jay once again playing the Razor. We'll have Joven playing the Spectre. G or Geo on the Leshrac. It will be Jesse Vash on the Batrider. And on the top lane, we already see Oa playing the Nyx Assassin this game. And those are all 5 hero of Mineski. On the dire side, of course, once again, you are watching the AMD Premier League. We are in the 2nd season of the AMD Premier League, and we are having a single elimination bracket with 16 teams, all games best out of 3, at least to begin with, best out of 5 for the grand finals. But this is the round number 1 matchup, so if the team that loses this one, I mean one of the teams will lose this best of 3, and we'll already see their adventure coming to an end for the AMD Premier League 2nd season. It's going to be really sad for whoever has it, but we'll see. Of course, already Mineski 1 game up, so they only need to win 1 game, and Muxi needs to force out a game number 3 to be able to take this one. And I say Muxi on the Radiant side, or at least I say Muxi because they are on the Radiant side, basically, yes. So Papa Jean, the only non-Chinese player in the lineup of Muxi Esports, will be playing the Visage this game. It will be FYMS playing the Rubik in this matchup. Nice impale, but that's also a bit of a wasted impale, or not. Split Earth follows up still. Here comes the static link from the Razor. Telekinesis is still gonna be there, not dropping him onto the high ground though, and Jay, he does a ton of damage now. If they go for the Windrunner, Windrunner is dead. Windrunner is dead. There she goes. First blood taken by Mineski, very strong. And of course, with that extra attack damage, I mean, it might not seem that much, 35, but it's still almost doubling his attack. I mean, it's almost double damage rune for free that you then get. So very nice pickup for Mineski, and I mean, it's an aggressive trialing for Muxi here, and it's already not going all too well. They are running a farming Windrunner here, or they were, at least. Windrunner, played by a person whose name is unknown, unfortunately, is standing in for either TT or Lin. And unfortunately, we don't know for who he is standing in. And we have HEK playing the Dragon Knight. He's going to be in the middle lane, and he'll be having a very annoying lane up against that Razor, but we'll see how he does. On the bottom lane, it will be Win G on the anti-mage up against the solo laning Bat Rider. Look at that harassment already being there. I mean, it's still a doable lane for him. He has got that escape, but it's not easy. And that turn rate, like, if he is planning on blinking, his turn rate is going to be very important, because before you blink, you actually turn to the place where you are going to blink, and that's going to be really slow. Telekinesis, looking for maybe a kill on the Leshrac. Leshrac, who tries to counter ward, will be able to do that. In the meantime, Static Link in the mid lane, harassing Dragon Knight. Not enough to take him down though, but Dragon Knight actually healing people when he hits now. I know that's not possible, it was pun, just saying. Pun, was a joke. I feel like I have to explain jokes sometimes. Oh well, I'll work on that, awesome. So, Spectre, 6-2, she's gonna be the one that Muxi wants to try and slow down, just to make sure that anti-mage is gonna get ahead. That's their Muxi's concern. Buy time for anti-mage to get ahead, and then hope that Spectre is not farming enough. Already with the first blood going the way of Mineski, might not be as successful, but they are able to at least reduce the farm a little bit. At the same time, Bat Rider does the same thing as the tri-lane does, but only he does it by himself. So in terms of farm, anti-mage and the Spectre are fairly even. Just one last hits difference, actually 2 now, but yeah. It is not as big difference that you might expect it to be. And his middle lane, I already talked about it a moment before. And wow, look at that! The stats are in for the votes. Wait a second, nah. Sets are in for the votes for which team is the favorite in this one, and it almost is the same as the stats that we saw for Gosu Gamers on their website, Gosu Bet. The Gosu Bet stats were 27% for 62 and for 72. I know that doesn't add up, but somewhere there's a 0.4 or 0.5 or something in there. And then there is for the stats of my chat, it is 70-30, so very likewise there. Although in the previous game we did see a lot of Muxi's potential, but maybe with this draft people not really all too convinced. Not up against the Spectre, but we'll find out if they are able to continue to win this one and make it a 2-0. Jay taking still a bit of harassment. He's got 500 gold, Courier nowhere near. Wait a second, on the top lane, the telekinesis was there, the slow as well. Spike Carapace goes on and actually hits. But a lot of people, in comes Joven, and in comes the Impale. That's gonna be Papa Jean dead. Looking for the next target. Is there gonna be another Impale? Nope, it's not a Split Earth. Nice blocking of each other, bit awkward. There is another Split Earth. Will it hit though? Nope, it will not hit, and that is gonna be the end of that one. But another kill going the way of Mineski. Most importantly, Another kill going the way of Mineski on the aggressive tri lane, and that should mean that I actually would suggest just, you know, leave Windrunner here by herself. She will be able to be okay. She will be okay, and just get those supports down to the anti-mage, who definitely needs a bit of help. I mean, he's doing okay-ish, but he is still not farming as well as he might be able to if he had supports helping him out with pulling and stacking and such. And, I mean, you kind of want him to succeed. Maybe they can get a kill here, though, but it looks like they are not. It looks like it is Rubik that goes down. Power Shot will still pick up the Spectre. That's a big kill right there. Soul Assumption chases Leshrac away. Papa Jean. There is going to be no Impale, no Split Earth. And that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, finally. Going the way of Muxi. Taking down the Spectre, of course, the biggest feat that they could do. And he TP's back in. Rubik rocking himself back top. Yeah, the question is how much do you actually shut that Razor down? I mean, she's already been in 3 kills. She is, in terms of last hits, behind on the anti-mage. Experience, behind on the anti-mage. In terms of net worth, though, actually, no, the difference is a lot higher than I thought it would be. So, yeah, we'll see if they can continue keeping this on. Impale, Rubik, you're dead. That's gonna be Spectre with the kill, and there goes the net worth. Back on top. I mean, it's... if it's worth it, I'm not sure. I guess time will tell. That's the only way that we can decide it, if they should have rotated or not. In the meantime, Jay goes for the aesthetic link. Dragonite is 14-0. Jay 30. Triple times 10 to 15. 15 denies for him. And this is a very tough lane for the Dragonite. We already knew that. But now being almost 2 levels behind.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Sorry, 1. He's 1 level behind. 1 in a little bit. It's a very painful thing to have happen. We have got the Bat Rider almost level 6. Might be allowing him to be a bit more aggressive if Anti-Mage is still around here by himself without support. And he can have maybe supports TPing in to help him clear out the Anti-Mage or something like that. But Anti-Mage still getting the better of this lane. 35-11, and actually was able to force Bat Rider all the way back. 17-1 only up on Vash. As the supports of Muxi went for a run around but couldn't find anything to do. Couldn't find anything to gank, so they come back top. And looks like we are going to see Mineski going for something. There is an Impale, but the slow is there first. And they're going to go for the Windrunner. Impale goes off. Split Earth not able to get casted because the telekinesis was there. The Split Earth now hits up on the Rubik. The level 2 Rubik. It is the Nyx Assassin that dies first though. Power Shot will do some damage, but the Lightning picks up the Rubik. Another Soul Sanction will be enough to take care of Spectre for the second time. Papa Jean with a double kill going his way, and the only one getting away was Geo on this Leshrac, runs towards the base. He hasn't died yet a single time. He's been in all 5 kills of his team, actually got 1 of the kills for himself. I mean, for Leshrac support, he's doing really well. It's just a shame that he can't keep his team a little bit safer. Most importantly, can't keep his Spectre a little bit safer. Spectre, who's died twice of the 3 kills that Muxi has so far. And of course that was also the first death of Owa, who now rotates bottom. He's level 4, no Vendetta just yet, but he does of course have that Impale, so might be able to help the Bat Rider with something if he still has Lasso to cast, the mana to cast the Lasso when he actually... Nope, no more mana actually. There goes the Impale, but now the Lasso is no more mana, and that's gonna be no kill. The Haunt goes off, goes towards bottom lane or top lane? Bottom lane. They want the Anti-Mage. He blinks away though, he's just fine. Nobody dies. And that's a wasted Haunt right there. And that's all because of that mana burn. That extra 1 hit that Anti-Mage did to make sure that there's no lasso. Make sure that Vash couldn't lasso and couldn't get a kill as a result. TP back from the Spectre, so all she did was losing a little bit of gold. Gets telekinesis, is completely out of mana. Gets shackled, gets harassed. Is it gonna be enough? Soul Assumption, not gonna be doing enough damage. Still does a lot though, but not quite everything that needs to be done. 1 Power Shot might be able to do the trick here if it's well aimed, but looks like we're gonna see Joven being safe here. Now for people wondering, we are still gonna see Icy Cup versus Empire after this matchup. Regardless if there is a game 3 or not. Delays on the game unfortunately happened. Razor rotates, Impale already stuns up the Rubik. Split Earth there as well. That's 2 dead on the side of Muxi. And Mineski making Muxi work for it.
Dire's middle tower is
But they might not be able to work hard enough. This is already 3-7. This is an aggressive tri-lane field. Everything is on the anti-mage right now. And of course on the Dragonite. But that tri-lane did not work out. Mid lane, I mean, we knew that it wasn't going to work out. So that is the... Oh, wait a second. Can they actually get this? Mana Void. Anti-mage wants to go for it. He can blink forward and tries to go for it. But... Ah, trouble. Nope, can't get it. Or does still want it, actually. Goes back to the low ground. This is wasted time for the anti-mage. In comes Jay. Knows what's going on. Still has, or had, 140 attack damage stolen. But that's a bit of a fail excursion for the anti-mage. But, I mean, we knew that the mid lane was going to get won by the Razor. That's no surprise. But, he won quite hard. Like... really hard. We see the net worth. It is even lower than the Windrunner, who's already died 2 times on that top lane. And the question is, when is he gonna be able to contribute to his team? Like, who do they have that can now buy time for the... Whoa, 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 whoa. Gonna try to TP out. In comes the Split Earth. Is it gonna be in time? Yes, it is. That's a kill. Nicely done. But who is gonna buy time for the anti-mages to farm up more? I mean, we know who the heroes are that are already having a strong mid game for Mineski right now. Bedrider and Razor. Both looking very strong. And then you've got a support that has a Vendetta, which is a very strong one. You've got another strong disable coming off from the Leshrac. So there's not too many... Or not... Well, there are a lot of heroes on the side of... Oh, power shot. Soul Assumption. Is it going to be enough? Nope, won't be. Here comes the Impale. Down goes the Windrunner. Last 2, bit wasted, but still Windrunner goes down. I mean, Windrunner is not going to be carrying this game into the mid game. Neither is Papa Jean's Visage right now. I mean, he's being played as support, and he might actually drop here as well. Flame Break will help out a little while. Here comes Jay and the Impale, and that should be a kill on the Visage. And that should be Muxi. Again, losing 2 heroes on this tri lane. Yes, they have an anti-mage, but he's far from his Battle Fury. And I'm not quite sure if they can make it to late game to make sure that anti-mage is going to be the anti-mage that everybody fears. Still he gets the tower last hits, which is great. Razor did try to deny, didn't get it. And how much is Dragonite able to contribute? He is going to try to push the tower a little bit. Nobody coming in to defend this, by the way, so he should be able to get it. That's the first tower to go down on the entire map. Second tower, rather, because we of course saw the first tower just a moment ago on the bottom lane. 2 towers go in the way of Muxi in a very short period of time, so they get some extra control on the map. And with that, the gold graph goes back to the 0 line. Experience, though, still going the way of Mineski. Dragon Tail. Oh, that's a nice kill. Nice pick off. If Muxi can actually use this anti-mage to keep them in the mid game, that would be insane. That would be very good for them. I'm not sure if I'm the one to check the ping, as I'm not really in anywhere near that region. I can check.
Is under attack.
Maybe only if they ask. TP incoming from the Razor. We already saw this happening before. Windrunner and Papa Jean might not be safe of their life. I don't think that they saw this happening though. They saw the TP incoming, so they're backing off. In comes Jay, feeling very ballsy. Doesn't get shackled. Does get slowed though. Tries to run for it. In comes Joven. Papa Jean tries to TP out. Nice shackle. Brilliant shackle. 2 cores together, making sure that Papa Jean was able to get himself out. Smoke up in the meantime for the Bedrider for the next assassin. And they go middle. HGK running himself outwards. Realizes that something is up. The Shrek also was smoked up, and they're now going to rotate to the Windrunner, who is dying soon. Because the last 2 should really not offer any hope for... Ooh, nice slow! Nice slow. Telekinesis up on G. Is there going to be enough? Here comes the Shackle. Ledges him towards the tree, but in comes the Impale. Power Shot will still be there. And that is going to be a kill going the way of Muxi. And this might be Mineski overextending slightly. Owa tries to run, tries to hide. Does have a clarity, already gets ticked off, gets stunned by the bird, nice visit used by Papa Jean. And that's gonna be 2 kills going the way of Muxi. And I should not speak so fast, I mean, or at least, not with talking fast enough, but I mean, I really thought Windrunner was a goner, but nice rotations from the supports. And they were able to keep her safe, and nice slow from Papa Jean to make sure that last 2 did not hit. And no Blink Dagger up on Vash just yet, so he can't really use that yet to keep himself safe from those slows and just go for the last 2s anyway. He is close though. He is close. Shadowblade going way of Jay this time. Of course, previous time we saw him building an Aghanims and the Refresher. Even though I would like to see that again, it's more of a build that you know that you're going to be taking late game with. And this time they're already doing so well in the early game, they don't want to give the anti-mage a chance to get big. So he goes for Shadowblade, more aggression, smoke is up, they want to go for this. Ulti being popped, Eye of the Storm, Dragon Tail, and Telekinesis. Bedrider is a target, Bedrider goes down, but as does the Visage. So it's 1 for 1, 2 for 1. Razor with a double kill, looking for another one. 8GK gets a Dragon Tail up on the Razor and continues to fly out. There will not be an Impale, but there will be a Split Earth, and that's gonna be enough. The Shackle not gonna latch this time, and that's a triple kill for Jay. Looking for another one. Can he find it? Is he fast enough is the question. His drum charge is already used, so he is not gonna go for it. They get 3 kills, lose 1 hero only. Bedrider, of course, being that one, who is now even further away from his Blink Dagger, but still it is Mineski that come out ahead there. They did lose their tier 1 tower top, so that will mean that there's no tier 1 towers left standing on Mineski, and it feels like we see a bit of reversed roles here. Previous game we saw Muxi having the most kills but not getting map control in return of it. Now we're seeing the same thing coming off Mineski. They have the most kills but no map control coming from it. No towers.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Even though they do have a Leshrac, Leshrac doesn't go for the Edict, so no extra pushing power coming off from them. By the way, Muxi at the moment is fighting blind. I mean, they've got themselves all tier 1 towers, that helps. Yes, there's an invisible Razor standing there. Oh, if he places a sentry, he doesn't have sentries. Well, Jake can be happy about that one. Let's see what he can do. He doesn't have any team around him, by the way. Oh, they realize, they smoked. They realize that someone is around them right now. And they don't have any detection. That is just painful. Yeah, now they buy detection. Sentry wards. A little bit too slow. But still smoke wasted, that's nice. Nice effort. But yeah, that was, by the way, the first ward that goes up on Muxi for a while. They have got no other vision points. And while there is 2 wards up on the side of Mineski, 3 now, as they also place the one on the high ground. So yeah, sentries are needed, perhaps. And of course, more observers for Muxi. I mean, they need to find more control. They need to have that anti-mage farming safely. And you can't really hope that he farms safely if you don't have your own jungle warded, for example. And that's why we see Mineski also swarming over the entire Radiant jungle and, you know, looking to take down a tier 1 tower. If they take down this one, that is such a reduced farming area for the anti-mage. Anti-mage is doing best on farm, by the way. Net worth, he is highest on. He's got his flats, he's got his Battle Fury, and he is still working towards the new item that allows him to fight. Shackle doesn't latch, they go for this. The Haunt is there already, Dragon Tail still on Leshrac. And the Haunt goes in, goes for Papa Jean, gets the kill as well. The Shrek dies with him. Telekinesis up on the Razor. He has got his Eye of the Storm on, looking for the Rubik. Should be able to get it as well. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. That's a 2 for 1 trade so far, and they might be finding more Bedrider. Running away, trying to chase down the Dragon Knight, who is not gonna run away. Nice Dragon Tail, but he'll end up going down anyways. That's a double kill for Jay. In comes Papa Jean's Visage Birds, but oh, that's gonna be a kill. Nicely done, Papa Jean with the kill, or with the stun rather, with help of the power shot. Anti-mage getting an assist for that one, or at least, well, he didn't even get an assist for that one. He didn't even get the last hit, but he got 1 kill. Well, he finds himself Razor, but Razor has Shadowblade, so he'll be able to get away. But Anti-Mage with that, I mean, he still gets the gold for being near the vicinity of that kill. So nicely done by Muxi, not losing as much as they might have. And again, Bear Rider. This Bear Rider is having a very, very awkward game. Because they are not able to get themselves any form of, or he is not able to get himself any form of a Blink Dagger. I mean, we saw him 5 minutes ago, and I said, like, he only needs about 500 gold or 600 gold to go for a Blink Dagger. He still has it. Still hasn't got it. Still has about the same amount of gold purely because he died so much. Well, twice. Twice in the last 5 minutes. The Shrek goes down. Nice pick up. Shackle. Setting up for Power Shot. Soul Assumption there. That's painful. In the meantime, static link on the Dragon Knight. You can't really try and dodge that. And look at the damage. And with the drums up on Razor, I mean, there shouldn't be any hope for him to escape. Mechanism, that might be a hope. Shackle comes in, doesn't latch. Nice Mechanism from the Windrunner though. Nyx Assassin might be looking for a kill, but won't be able to get any more. I mean, look at the damage. Look at the extra damage that Jay was able to steal. It's just insane. And if he felt ballsy, he could have actually dived and probably got a kill, but he might have died for that himself, and he doesn't really want to do that at the moment. I don't blame him. Still have Muxi in favor of the gold though, and that's of course because of the towers. We've got 3k gold in favor of Muxi. Experience graph is fairly even, and I mean, consider it's even. 6 kills ahead. Oh, telekinesis. That's gonna be Joven trying to stay alive. Won't be able to, or will he? He should be. He is fine. Lands another Spectral Dagger, looking for Papa Jean. Finds him as well. Anti-Mage will be blinking away and will be mana voiding the Spectre. Gets a kill with that. Might go down. Here comes an Impale. That's indeed getting the kill. Nicely done. Le Shrek running for his life from the birds, but he also struggles trying to find his perpetrator. That's going to be the Visage dying still. 2 for 1. Even trade, like, let's disregard the Visage because Spectre died as well as Anti-Mage. The biggest difference, of course, is that Anti-Mage got the experience and gold for killing off the Spectre, while the Spectre didn't get anything. Spectre, by the way, almost has a Radiance ready. Just needs the recipe, and maybe that's even already in the courier? No. Just needs the recipe, and then he has it. 1200 gold. And with that, I mean, you've got yourself a Rubik and a Visage that are fairly on the level. Both are still level 8. And the burn damage from the Radiance is going to hurt them quite hard. Quite hard indeed. In the meantime, again, I just want to still point out no tier 1 towers down yet on the side of Muxi. They're not doing bad at all. They're not doing bad at all. Visage, nice deny for the towers. That's the first tower that goes down and gets denied. Jay, gonna get telekinesis. Dragon tailed. Oh, he is in way over his head. Shadowblade won't keep you safe now. We'll probably, there goes last hit. Soul Assumption. Bam. Papa Jean with the deny and the kill. And that's gonna be an Anti-Mage going down on the other side of the map. Spectre able to help with that kill. Vendetta being used. And that's a great pickup, because not only did you kill off your carry of your opponent team, no, you also put the kill on the carry of your team. So that is Spectre with an extra kill. Happened at the same time. Unfortunately, can only follow once. One kill at the same time. Spectre did, with that kill, get enough gold to buy himself the recipe for the Radiance. So Courier has that. And we'll probably bring it to him soon. As in the meantime, tier 2 tower getting harassed here on the top lane. Dragon Knight also going for a Shadowblade. Is there together with the Visage Windrunner. Just enough damage to go through to take down the tower. No fortification left. And they try to defend our tier 1. Let's see if they can get another deny, and that would be huge. That would be huge. Another deny. That is 2 towers dead. 2 towers denied on the side of Muxi. And I mean, I just want to stress, I can't stress this enough. I mean, towers mean more gold since the last patch for your team. More gold to your entire team. So that means that the denies are all the more important. And having 2 denies already, those are the... well, there's 3 towers down actually. I missed 1 tower going down, but that is still 2 towers out of 3 towers a night. That's a lot of gold that your supports miss. That's the most important thing. Supports normally get their gold from fights and from towers because they don't really farm. That's reserved for people that actually need to farm for, you know, carry items like Spectre, like an Aghanims for the Razor perhaps, you know, those kind of things. But if you didn't the Night Towers, your supports are gonna be very sad. This support though is not that sad. He's level 11, meaning that he's got himself his level 2 rank Vendetta. They know that the anti-mage is there. The question is, are they gonna try and chase him? There is a hunt as well, and that might be enough to try and take down the anti-mage. But is that Vendetta actually a long duration enough to try and find him? They know whereabouts he should be at, but they might not be able to find him. Yeah, they go. They go for him. Impale gonna happen as well. The hunt forward. They'll look for the anti-mage. Where's the blink? Finding the blink and not getting the kill in the end. Quite painful, but does force anti-mage away from farming, and that does form him, well, not back completely. He just continues farming in the jungle. With his Vlads, he can just continue farming wherever he wants to. In the meantime, the rest of Muxi trying to 5-man a little bit to try and pressure Mineski to go into the middle lane, leave anti-mage alone. And we'll see how successful that is. Oh, wow. Careful there. There's a sentry of the high ground. Don't think it scouted that out, but... or scouted the DK out, rather. Still better safe than sorry. Oh my god, look at that. The blink is up on Vash. Call the newspapers. Anti-mage blinks and TP stop to continue farming there. How long until we have got the Aghanims ready up on J? Is the courier actually bringing it towards... yes. Aghanims ready. So, Eye of the Storm, extra super powerful right now. Let's see if it's gonna go for a refresher again. Because we saw that in the previous game. A good sight to see. More Eyes of the Storm. 2 Eyes of the Storm. Even. Smoke. Mineski. We're looking for some action, and they take the Spectre with them even. At least he can haunt in another 13 seconds. Spectre is at least smoked up. We'll maybe go for Ancients or so while the rest of his team tries to fight some action, but I mean, we can see the minimap, right? We know that there's nobody there. The team of Muxi is on their own jungle and in the mid lane. In their own Ancients. There's only 2 wards up for Mineski. Even though that's an okay amount, it's still not really... oh, wait a second. Anti-mage. He picks up his Manta Style. That's something. Blink. No lasso. No lasso. And that's gonna be anti-mage out. And this Bat Rider really not having a good game. Just not. Just hesitating which one would be the real one and therefore backing out. In comes the Windrunner looking for the Dragon... oh, in comes the Dragonite rather, looking for Mineski. But Mineski backed off, never mind that. Smoke failed. Smoke picked up. Smoke used rather. By Muxi, looking for a pickoff, looking for the Spectre. One telekinesis might do that job. No, they go for the Leshrac. Well, that will be an easy pickup. The Haunt goes in. Looks like we're gonna see Mineski wanting to fight. He haunts in, goes through the Rubik, gets telekinesis instantly. Where is his team? Here comes a Razor. That's already gonna be having that set of link up on there, and the last 2 keeps him in range. That's gonna be 1 Dragonite on the sidelines for Leshrac. Dragonite and Rubik go down. Leshrac the one to die on the side of Mineski, being the sacrificial lamb. Shackle doesn't latch. It is Windrunner that they want. It is Windrunner that they get. A lot of damage stolen by Jay, and he rotates because he wants to take down the Anti-Mage next. Anti-Mage blinks himself out into safety. Getting some harassment done. The split push is definitely there on Muxi. It is Mineski that is having as task to just make sure that they continue, keep the fights going, and get things in return for their fights, because they're not doing that still. I mean, those tier 1 towers died, yeah, fair enough, but you still have the tier 2 standing, something that Mineski themselves doesn't really have, apart from that tier 2 in the mid lane. But again, I mean, they just took a fight, but they can't make it happen afterwards. Gold graph still going the way of Muxi, not that much though. Experience graph going the way of Mineski. More kills is more experience, it's just that simple. We've got a Diffusal Blade built up by the Spectre. We're gonna see if Mineski can actually put this in the bag or not, or if there's gonna be a game number 3. I have the Storm, Impale, that's gonna be 1 Rubik dead already, or is it? He steals the Spike Carapace. Dragon Tail up on Jay. Jay very tanky though. He should be able to stay alive. In comes the Anti-Mage, realizing he can't do anything, but they will be able to take down the Nyx Assassin. The Spike Carapace is going to be up in a second again, but he won't be using it, and the gem gets dropped when he dies. That is going to be Jay. Spike Carapace by the Rubik shackled and killed off as well. The rest of his team not coming in to save their lives. Mineski, they just throw it all away. Of course, the Visage goes down. That's still a kill for Mineski, but they might actually lose Roshan for that, and that is going to be not worth dying for. The Haunting could still give them a chance to take the Rosh, though, if they have the Vision, which they don't really have any trick to apart from the Haunt. That Rider can't blink in either. Here comes the Haunt. Is there gonna be anything more? Split Earth as well, and he haunts in. He goes for last hit. It is the Radiant that picks up the Roshan, but the Aegis goes the way of the Bed Rider. BKB turned on, and look at that damage. It is gonna be the Spectre that will end up going down as well. Bed Rider lives after having his Aegis stolen from him or taken from him. And takes the regen rune as well, or at least still flying there. Never mind that. Still on the floor. Now he bottles us up. Looking for the next target. Looks like Dragonite will be able to run. Impale comes out up on Papa Jean. In comes the Leshrac. Goes down, but still gets himself a lightning flying. That's not going to be killing off Papa Jean. That flame break from the Bat Rider, and it is looking like this Anti-Mage is on the hunt. Wants to go for more. Bat Rider not able to go for more. He has to get himself out. Knows that the Nyx Assassin will go down with him, and with him the gem again dropped. 4 staff forward. It's not over yet. Jay comes in looking for a fight. Has got the static link. Doesn't know who to put it on because the Manta Cell from Anti-Mage made him turn into 3 heroes. That's going to be a fight taken by Muxi for sure. Muxi getting themselves the Roshan kill, getting themselves the gold, and of course taking the Aegis away from Bad Rider the moment that he stole it. Okay, they don't get the Aegis for themselves, but it's definitely not a bad thing to have happen, and instantly the gold graph goes up, experience graph goes up, and Muxi looking solid. Spectre not able to keep up with the farm just yet. This Anti-Mage is getting pretty fat. And there's not that much shutdown up on Mineski. And I mean, yes, they have a lasso, but these lassos that Vash has been able to do, I mean, they're not really something to write home about. Like, really, they haven't been. And then you've got a Split Earth, and you've got yourself an Impale, and that's all nice and good and such, but then you have a BKB up on an Anti-Mage, and that makes him just not care about those. And if you know that the lasso is not going to basically be a problem because, you know, they just haven't been that fantastic to begin with, then you don't really care about it anymore. You've got your BKB on, and you can hit stuff, and that's all you care about. So I wouldn't mind seeing a Basher as we see Razor going down, Mana Void there to haunt in. Are they actually going to haunt in there? Are they going to fight there? Looks like they are. Windrunner at least takes a dive for the Nyx Assassin helping out there. Nyx Assassin, or was all in the middle lane. Nyx Assassin with the Vendetta gets Dragon Tilt though. But doesn't look like they really want to go on this, knowing that there's too many people around there. Mineski. This Bat Rider, I'm a bit disappointed about the Bat Rider. Normally, Bat Riders are able to make a ton of things happen. I mean, they blink around, they grab heroes, they find pickups everywhere, anywhere, and they get the kills for their team, or at least help them get the kills, especially when you have a Haunt in there. I mean, you're never alone basically. You can always have someone with you, and if you combine that up with the Nyx Assassin, that can always be there as well because of his Vendetta. I mean, the killing potential is huge, and even though they still have more kills than Muxi has, I don't think they're able to make the best of it in terms of shoving the Anti-Mage down, or at least they weren't, and right now it's going to be almost too late because Anti-Mage is starting to just get too big to deal with this, to deal with. So it's a bit disappointing. I think also for Mineski it might be a little bit disappointing, but we'll see if this Razor can still carry this with a refresher, as that's what he is going for. Maybe a BKB will be first though, as he did also pick up the Ogre Club. Talking about BKBs, also AGK goes for the BKB, just needs the recipe, and the Smoke Up is on Muxi again, and they are going into the dire jungle. We see the Drong, Anti-Mage is going with them, basically saying, you know, we're done farming. Yes, got, oh, there goes a blink. He grabs the Anti-Mage down to the other side. This could be huge. Can they take him down? Yes, they can. And this fight could be going all the way of Mineski, but the Shackle keeps Jay in place, but down goes the Visage, and the rest of Muxi on the run. Eye of the Storm doing tons of damage to FYMS, and that's gonna be the Rubik dead multi-kill, double kills on the board. And they go for the last one. That's gonna be the Spectre, and that's gonna be a triple kill for the Spectre, double kill for the Razor. And that is at least Vash proving me wrong, because without that lasso they wouldn't have had this fight. I'm not quite sure where he's going though. Oh, he's just gonna lay down some flames so they can take down the quick wave. That basically was the way that I just explained that he should have been doing. He was perfect. It was a perfect lasso from the high ground on the anti-mage, dragging him back all the way to the team and taking him down before he could use his BKB. Mineski, they take a tier 3 tower, they take a tier 2 tower, and they will also take Rex. 30 seconds before anti-mage is back, and he doesn't have a buyback. Of course, you would be looking for that around this time, but the buybacks are just not there on nobody of the side of Muxi. So nicely done by Mineski. The unfortunate thing for them is that they still have 2 tier 2 towers left standing, so they can't take more than just this. But still a brilliant fight from them, and yeah, that was the fight that they desperately needed. I'm not gonna say that Muxi is out of this game just yet, because their anti-mage is still very fat. But with this game, with this fight, Mineski kind of brought it back to being even again. Look at that gold graph, look at that experience graph. Insane lasso makes for these kind of fights, and that's the way it should be happening all the time. Refresher now done up on Jay, so that's going to be an important one. We have a 4 staff about ready up on the Nyx Assassin, so more initiation power from him as well. And it is coming together. I'm kind of curious to see when Spectre is going to pick up her heart, assuming that that's what she is going to go for. Also, of course, we are going to see the Diffusal Blade, the Vitality Boost already setting up for that one. The heart is the one that she wants to just be able to haunt and stay alive as well, and, you know, be the one to initiate, perhaps. And Muxi now has to rethink their game plan. I mean, their tier 2s are all of a sudden starting to be a lot more important, because one fight can just, you know, remove Rex from your game. And now, if they would win a fight now, if Mineski would win a fight now, rather, then they would only get tier 2 towers, unless they try to go mid and go for tier 4s, of course. But yeah, defending your tier 2s. And look at the lanes. They're all pushed out in favor of Muxi as well. So they have got this extra space. I'm wondering what they're going to be planning on doing here, because, of course, well, they're just sticking together. Maybe they're afraid of a team fight. They're having, I mean, I say sticking together, but this is, of course, just 4 anti-mages feeling pretty confident. We see the same thing on the side of Mineski. Roshan, still 2.5 minutes away from respawning, so we might have the teams waiting for that one. Refresher. This is so deadly. If this guy stays alive in a fight, it's gonna be so painful. The down thing is, he's probably gonna be the one that gets focused first. Because Andy has Eye of the Storms, multiples indeed. And he's not that tanky, he doesn't have a BKB or something like that. He can only go invisible, and there is a Gem of True Sight on the side of Muxi, or actually is it still there? Is the question. No? Well, yes, Dragon Knight still has one. Smoke up for Mineski. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't really have his BKB yet. He has Ogre Club, is probably building towards it. But he is going to be an easy target. Spectre is a bit more elusive that way. I mean, he's first going to have a ton of illusions up. They don't really know who to go for. And he has a heart soon. Assuming there's something somewhere. Oh, he picked up the Manta Style. That's what he got. I was wondering what he got with this gold. Oh, anti-mage. Static Link is already there. Blinks himself away from it. In comes a Dragon Tail. Jay in way over his head. Blink and lasso up on the BKB to anti-mage. Jay should be staying alive, because without it, there's no Eye of the Storm, but he gets picked off. That's Anti-Mage with the double kill. The Dragon Tail upon the Bat Rider. He is the next target. Vash force-staffing himself away and should be able to be just fine. It is already a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Muxi, and they're looking for more. They're looking for blood. It is the Leshrac that goes down. 3-1, only the Rubik that goes down. Anti-Mage, I mean, he did get last suit, but not focused enough. And of course, the Razor getting killed off, getting stunned off. He didn't even have time to go for his refresher. That is just the downside. He needs to have his BKB. Without it, he can't really fight. The upside is that Spectre is still alive, and it looks like Muxi is not willing to fight high ground just yet. Not while their own base is, you know, having some creeps in it from the enemy team. And of course, not while they don't have a Roshan just yet. We'll be up again in a couple of seconds, so we'll see it soon. But the question is how soon? And of course, the question is, can Mineski fight then? Can they get that perfect lasso? Lasso was used in the previous fight on the anti-mage also. It was fine. But this time there were of course also no follow-up kills, follow-up disables, because his BKB was on. Of course, the later this game goes, the less duration it has. By the way, look at the gold experience graph. In the end, it will go back to 0. This is the last time that I show it, because Anti-Mage is level 25. And if we look at levels, he is 4 levels higher than the highest on the side of Mineski. And he now also has an Abyssal Blade. So even if Razor gets himself a BKB, it doesn't really matter that much. Inspector. Joven still fighting for his heart. Oh, we might have an engagement here. There's Mineski to back off. BKB gets turned on. They go for J first. Here comes a blink. Oh, Vash, you just came in to die, my friend. Refresher being used. 2 Eye of the Storms are up. Is it going to be doing enough damage is the question. That is 1 down. Can they get another? I don't think they can. Nice shackle. That's going to be Spectre on the sidelines. 8K, AGK will be able to fly away. Razor will be going down, and that is going to be 4 people dead already on the side of Mineski. The only one that lived is the Bat Rider, who, well, he lives, but the only reason because he does that is because he bought back. And that's a Roshan going the way of Muxi, and that's an initiation going the way of Muxi as well. I mean, Mineski, they won that big team fight earlier on in the mid lane purely because their initiation was so spot on and they could get the anti-mage before it could do anything. That's what they need to do every single time, and they just can't get it. Oh, but he snatches the Aegis! He tries to fly away. In comes the anti-mage, and that's gonna be an Abyssal used. No, that's just bashes. Go Scepter, helping out. There's gonna be another blink. No, there's gonna be the Aegis gone. But he will be back. Can they take him? Abyssal is already on cooldown, but doesn't matter. There's enough damage to take him down. Wicked sick anti-mage. 3,800 gold in his inventory. And that is no more Aegis on the side of Mineski, though a nice steal. And of course also making sure that they don't have to deal with 2 anti-mages. Yeah. I'm kind of worried for Mineski. I mean, they've got this potential, but I feel like they're realizing it too late. Like that Bat Rider, we've seen what he can do, but he has to do it more often. I mean, he has some great plays and then also some questionable plays. And we don't want questionable plays. We want great plays. Like the Aegis steal, like the lasso that we saw earlier on the anti-mage. But Muxi, though, of course they are a game behind. And they're doing really well. We saw them doing really well at the start of the first game as well. And at that game they didn't have late game. They fixed that this game with picking up an anti-mage. That definitely looks pretty solid for late game, would you say? And, well, they're making it count. They are making it count. Learning from their mistakes from the previous game, they look to take it back here in the second game. Gold graph goes back up. I don't look at the experience graph as said because Anti-Mage doesn't get experience anymore. Being level 25 that he is, level 22 still up on the Spectre.
Double damage.
Still doesn't have his heart though, he does have the gold. The question is, does he really want to buy it right now? Or does he want to have buyback? Anti-Mage says, you know what, I don't need buyback because I'm not going to die. Wait a second, Vash gets picked off. Ownage. Yep, that's what it said. Ownage. And a disconnect comes out from Papa Jean, so we're waiting for him to come back before we continue on. Papa Jean who's got himself a Vlad's, which is surprising, because Anti-Mage already got one, but Anti-Mage actually sold his so that he could pick up a butterfly. So that's why we see the Vlad's up on the side of the Visage, helping out his team, making sure that Anti-Mage still has that. So butterfly, now in the inventory of the Anti-Mage. We already saw that, of course, that's why I said, like, he went all in, no buyback for him. But yeah, will he need it? I mean, no Bad Riders, no lasso. No lasso. I think that's gonna be an Anti-Mage just going rampant on Mineski.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tier 2 tower is picked off. In the meantime, bit of slightly split push. I don't know if we can call this a split push. Nick's Assassin doing something on that bottom lane. Does have a TP, will be forced to use it soon. Because in comes Muxi. Muxi looking to take down tier 3. Look at this, I mean. Here comes a fortification. It is now or never, I feel like. Bad Rider's still dead though. 15 seconds without their initiator and they're gonna lose Rax. In comes the Impale, slightly delayed. In comes the Haunt as well. The Rax is already down. BKB's turned on everywhere. Dragon Tail first up on the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin picked up. Razor picked up as well. Anti-Mage being the cause of that one. He gets stunned up though. He gets Diffusal Bladed, but he turns around. Can he make it happen still? He goes back to the Rax. They don't care about heroes, they care about Rax. One lane down. Will they rotate? Doesn't look like it. They'll just be careful, back off, and save the rest for a later day. Giving Razor a time to come back for another fight. Razor, we saw doing so much work with his refresher and his Aghanims in the previous game, and this game just not able to make it happen. And I think one of the main reasons for that as well was... What was that sound? It was the BKB. Right now BKB doesn't really matter that much with the Abyssal on the Anti-Mage, but yeah. That's gonna be the barracks here in bottom lane going down too. I mean, what can they do right now to take down the Anti-Mage? He blinks forward, goes for the Razor again. Sorry, goes for the goes for the Spectre. Spectre gets hexed and gets taken down. It's because they have the name Razor, of course, at the back of their name. It confuses me. I'm not quite sure why Dragon Knight just popped his BKB, but it's, well, it's funny anyways. Spike Carapace doesn't do anything because BKB on the Anti-Mage again. That's gonna be again a kill. Godlike streak. This Anti-Mage is just, you know, is done farming. Welcome to the game, Anti-Mage. Glad you could join us. Glad your AFK farming spree went successfully. For staff into safety. But this is gonna be mega creeps already. I mean, Anti-Mage can just stand there. Rubik might die. I don't think that Anti-Mage really cares. He just goes back on the Razor. Now he gets lassoed. Maybe they can do something now. And the mega creeps are already there though. Anti-Mage will go down. A double kill for Jay. But mega creeps. It is now or never. They can maybe go all mid and try to end it. Anti-Mage does have a buyback though, and he did buyback, so he is gonna be coming back, obviously, into the fight. There's the BKB. Well, that's a good boy, Jay. But yeah, it's slightly too late. You already have got that that Abyssal there. Gonna help a little bit though, but not that much. We'll see. No Rax. If they go for this all mid, try to push strat, it's gonna take a long time before they through to all these mega creeps. Chew through, yes. And Anti-Mage decided he needs more farm. Because he needs a second BKB. He doesn't like 5 seconds. He's not even down to the lowest duration yet. He just doesn't like 5-second BKBs. He really wants to have a 10-second BKB. Wow. Cannot enter phone call at the moment. Let's see what they can do. Blink forward. That's the last do upon the anti-mage, but where's the damage? BKB's all around. Razor, where's your BKB? You can use it now. You can use it now. Look at all the damage that he's taking away from the anti-mage. But no beacon. Now there is the BKB. They're able to take down a Razor. They already lost their next assassin. They should be able to pick up the Dragonite as well, though. That's going to be a kill going the way of Mineski again. A buyback on the Dragonite. Anti-mage looking pretty beat up with his 10-second BKB on cooldown. But I don't think he's too sad, because in the meantime his creeps are taking down tier 4 towers, and they are just very tough to stop because they are of course mega creeps, and he finds himself Leshrac. Static Link is going to be there again, but this time no follow-up possible. In comes the slow upon Leshrac, who no longer has a Ghost Scepter right now, so will be taken down. And that's going to be Anti-Mage. He just thinks, you know what, I'm going to end this game. Oh, that's going to be J dead. GG gets cold. And there goes the throne as well. So that means that there will be a game number 3 between Muxi and Mineski. However, I'm not quite sure if I will be the one to cast that, as I had IC Cup versus Empire in my plan. So we'll check that out in just a second. So stick with me regardless, as I will find out what I am gonna do. So Muxi forces out a game number 3. Mineski being brought to their knees. I mean, it was looking okay-ish for them, but it kind of was a reverse fight since last game. I mean, they took kills, a lot of kills, but weren't able to capitalize on them in terms of map control, and that is what Muxi did this game compared to previous game, in which they didn't do that. Anyways, let's have ourselves an outro, and we'll be right back. Stick with me.